Hello there. So I would like to tell you a bit about the merchants in DivineRPG, because there are quite a lot of them, and it would be good for you to know what trades there are with all of these merchants. So first, for the overworld, we have two merchants. We have the Livestock merchant and the Diamond Dave. It will make sense why I have these items in my inventory in a second, but just let me first locate a amethyst house. There we go. There's apparently one here. So the amethyst house, there you can see it, is basically an amethyst geode, but inside of it there is actually a little base. And you will immediately see, because I am in creative or spectator, there's no merchant here, but there's this weird block. This here is a proximity spawner, which activates if there is a survival player nearby, or adventure or hardcore, and then it will spawn the merchant. This is for simplicity's sake. I think the range on the spawner is 2 chunks or 4 or something like that. And Diamond Dave gives you some loot, which is useful for exploring the caves in the overworld. This base also has some basic loot in the barrels and a bed for you to set the spawn point. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, we have the Livestock merchant hut. There we go. So this structure here is the updated structure for the well-known Livestock merchant hut. And inside here you can find the merchant, with also some village-like loot, with some DivineRPG elements in it. A helmet, some workstations, and also a bed for you to set your spawn in. And of course, like the old Livestock merchant hut, there's a lot of hay bales, so there's plenty of food to help you survive in the overworld. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show you, and that is a ancient tomb. That's it. So this structure here does not have a merchant, but is the only other structure you can find from DivineRPG in the overworld. It's kind of hard to get into. It has a narrow corridor, but once you get down there, it actually has a chest with some very nice loot. Okay, so that's everything for the overworld. Now I'm going to quickly also go over the Iceika merchants. I covered the Iceika merchants a bit in the last video, but things changed a bit since the last update. So there was an update for DivineRPG, and now the Groglin and Gruzzorlug don't have the bartering system, but actually have merchant GUIs when you right-click them for trading. But the faction system still stayed the same. So basically in Iceika, as I said in the last video, you have a faction system. You have 3 factions: the Gruzzorlug, the Groglin, and the Workshop merchants. And all these factions are enemies to each other. And you can have a reputation for the faction. So if you, for example, kill opponents for the Gruzzorlug, your reputation will increase with them, and they will stop being hostile towards you and actually want to trade with you. And all of these merchants have different trade, so I'm just going to blend in those. And yes, then these were the Gruzzorlug. Let's show you a Groglin structure. There we go. Okay, this time it's just a tower, but you can see there's also some Groglins here, and these guys also have trades, and each and every type of Groglin profession gives you different trades. So let me just blend in some of those trades. Okay, and lastly we of course have the classic workshop merchants. No. There we go. So this is the regular merchant village, and here you have these workshop merchant and workshop tinkers with their trades, and I think those are the same as I showed in the last video. And that's it for the Iceika dimension. Now next up is the Arcana dimension. Of course, I am planning on doing a extra video for the Arcana dimension, but I'm just going to quickly cover all the merchants here. So what's important to know here is that there's actually also a merchant structure on the surface. Let me just find one real quick. There we go, I see one. So these caravans here actually spawn the have a spawner for the Lord Vatticus mob inside. Here you can see him. And the reason why you can find Lord Vatticus also on the surface is because he gives you useful trades for the beginning of Arcana progression. So it's nice to not have to go through the dungeon and try to find Lord Vatticus and have him also on the surface. Now below the ground in the dungeon, let me go in spectator mode. Those spawners in these rooms, so for example here we have the Leorna spawner. I was here before. Usually these spawners are not proximity spawners, so these won't disappear if you go nearby. They will stay like this. But you can spawn one merchant by destroying the block in survival. But then you cannot spawn more, and there's a mechanic for you to spawn more of these merchants, and that's actually to right click them with a food item the merchant likes. So Leorna likes Hitchak, so you right click the spawner with Hitchak and you spawn another one, and that's how you can generate more of these merchants and don't have to locate another spawner. Unless you break the spawner, then you of course have to locate another one. But let me find all the other merchants. So here we have Zelus, and Zelus likes a Velo. Here in this room you can find Lord Vatticus, and Lord Vatticus likes Marsign. Then here we have Datticon, and Datticon, I think it's Datticon, yeah, it's Datticon. Datticon likes Aquamarine. Then we have here the War General, and War General likes Pinfly. Then here in this room we have Captain Merik, which you can spawn with the Firestock item. And lastly you have here in this corner Kazari, and Kazari can be spawned with Lamona. And apparently the Kazari model floats a bit, so I guess that has to be fixed. Yeah. And the hunger is found in the lowest layer in Vitea. Of course, I'm going to also make a video about Vitea, because it's one of the more interesting dimensions. And here, the hunger is, as I said, in the lowest layer, on the ceiling, hanging inside of a hunger hut. So let me just find one real quick. And there we go, there is one. And here you can see the hunger, which gives you all the useful traits for the Vitea, and as I see right now, the model isn't animated. This bug has to get fixed. Alright, that's about it, and I guess I see you in the next video. Bye.